Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So welcome to my YouTube live or my Facebook page live. I really do appreciate it when people do join me live. This is, I say it every week, it's one of my favorite ones, and this is my Technique Tuesday. I go live at 4:30 Pacific time every Tuesday with a different technique or a variation of another technique. So if this is one of your first times joining me, I welcome you. Do make sure that you have subscribed to my YouTube channel or you like my Facebook page. That way you get notified immediately when I do go live. So techniques, aren't they amazing when you can sit there and take a technique and turn a regular card into something else? I mean, it's so much fun when I get to do that. And sometimes it's a challenge to find a technique. So one of the best things to do is to reach out to me and I will work on a technique that you've asked for. And if I've already done it, basically I'll just do a variation on it. Now, another part of me going live is that I do talk with different people as we go. And if you don't like that, you can watch it on the replay and then you can just scoot on by that. But I do appreciate every time that anybody joins me. So hello, Judy and Catherine. Good to see you. And Rita, hello. And Janet, wow, we've got people from Ontario. We've got people from the west side of Canada. It's amazing. All right, you guys. So, and Leanne, oh my goodness, it's good to see you on here. I haven't seen you in a long time. Awesome. So, let's go down to my desktop. First of all, before I go down there, have you guys heard about the 15% off stamp sale? So that's any stamp that's in the annual catalog, even if it's part of a bundle. You don't get it the 10% in the bundle, but you do get the 15% off on the stamp set. So do the math. It just might work out better to do it that way to get the stamps. But what a great time to stock up on those stamps that you looked at and you went, yeah, because I know I did that, and I can't believe that I actually went and bought some stamps. Hello, Felicia and Laura. All right, so the other thing is don't forget about the fantastic join special. Why not get in Canada $206 worth of stuff for $135? And if you're in different markets, it's a similar discount. The community is the best. I think I've got the best team. So there you go. Awesome. All right, so let's get on down to our desktop here. And so we are doing color blocking technique. I don't think I've really done anything like this before, but it's a fun technique. Remember that this part goes in my Facebook group at 9:05 Pacific time tomorrow. I do not have the links in there because I'm still waiting for my computer to come back. So it's a little more cumbersome for me to do things on my iPad. I will go in after this goes live and I will go in and put all the different links that you need for that. So that's something that I just need to do afterwards. I I don't know why I can't do it on my iPad, but I can't. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit longer to get my computer. So disappointing. Okay, so what you will need for this technique are some blending brushes. You're also going to need some stamp pads, and I picked these colors for my stamp pads. You're also going to need some masking tape. This is going to be your key part with this. And like you say, it's blocking. So you're basically turning around and you're going to block certain colors into different spots. Everyone can be totally different. It just depends on how you want to put it together. So I am using today, I am going to use this one-of-a-kind stamp set. I went looking, and I'm going to use this too because Sparkling Snowflakes has been carried over. I'm going to use a couple of these stamp sets, but I couldn't find my dies for this. So I'll use the dies from the one-of-a-kind, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Hello, Pam. Awesome. So let's get started on this. Like I say, you're going to need some masking tape on here. And when this came out, we used it lots and then we kind of completely forgot about it. So what you're going to need to do is you are going to cut strips that are, okay, I'm going to say it 5/16 of an inch. I thought the quarter was just too small of a quarter. Too small. And the 5/16 just adds that extra, I guess it's 1/16, right? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of grid paper because it really helps me get these lines straight. And I'm just going to actually put this onto my grid paper. And I've gone ahead and I've cut these are the colors that we're going to use. I love Pool Party and Highland Heather together with any kind of snowflakes. And what's so funny about the whole thing is I don't think I've ever used this much purple as I have in this last couple of weeks. So maybe it's because the nail technician also went and gave me purple nails, and I've never had purple nails before in my life. All right. So we're going to need our take your pick tool because I find this stuff very hard to pull apart. And what I want to do is I want to put it on here so that I can block off, and hence the reason why blocking is the thing. Now with masking tape, it is very sticky. And sometimes what happens is that it gets and it pulls your paper. See, this is where the 2-1. You know what? This is fine. But so what I'm going to do is I am going to take this and I'm going to rub it onto my shirt. And I guess I could go and show you what I've done there. I've just gone and I've taken it and I'm just trying to get some of that fabric and the fibers from the back of my shirt, because if I don't do that, what happens is that it sticks onto the paper and it will tear off part of your paper. So let's go back down to the desktop here. All right. So I'm going to I'm just going to line this up here. And like I say, I want it to be even. So I'm going to come and I'm just going to line it up at part right there. And then I can come straight across, and then I know that that's going to be even. And I'll take this off of here, and I will also turn around and I will I'll take the excess off. Now don't push it down too hard is probably part of the key as well. So I'm doing the same with this next piece. It's really sticky. I guess what you could do is you could turn around. You could use Post-it notes for this. This kind of reminds me a tiny little bit of the Retiform too, right? Technique. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to come. I want this so that I can use these lines on here so that I make them even. So see, I'm just coming straight down there. Whoops. There. Just going to bring it down. See how that starts to take off some of that paper. So you want to be really, really careful that you don't place it down too much. And I mean, I'm rubbing that on my clothes. So we just want to make sure it just doesn't do that. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to come here and I'm going to put some, let's see, I'll put one there. And I'll do another one up here. So now I've got some blocks, right? And if I wanted to, I could go across here depending on how I want my blocks. But I kind of want a larger block here. And I think I'll do 2 blocks up there. And like I say, anyone, depending on how you put these together, is going to work on how you're going to do your card. So again, I'm just getting some of that off on my clothes. I guess what you could do too is you could untack it. You could probably come in with your embossing buddy and do it a bit, but you don't want it moving while you go and you do your blending. Okay, so that's about there. All right, so I have that like that. And now what I need is I do need a scrap piece of paper. So I'm going to come in actually with a Post-it note. And this is very similar to the retiform, right? And I'm just going to lay this down on here. And I want to cover up. That's going to not be down all the way. I'm going to come in, and I don't want that to seep over there. So I'm just going to come in here. Just bear with me. I'm going to just fix this part. And I'm going to see how this works with the embossing buddy, because I think that'll really help. Okay, so we're just going to put that down on there. And then I'm going to come in with another Post-it note, because I do not want this to come down here. So all I'm doing now is I want to come in and I want to start getting some colors. So I'm going to put the Pool Party and the Highland Heather together. Beautiful colors together with a snowflake sort of thing. So I'll come in with my Pool Party, and we're just going to get some blending going on there. And you'll see the blocking in just a second when I take all that masking tape off. All right, so come here. Whoops. And I'm thinking to myself, well, we're going to do this part light, and I can always come in afterwards and add more. Now, if I wanted to make it a little bit darker, I could also come and put maybe some Coastal Cabana. I could go in here as well, but I think I could just add some more of the Pool Party. All right, so we've got that one there. Now I'm going to come here and add this way. Well, you know what? I kind of wanted to bring, oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to cover this one up here. And now I'm going to come back in with that Highland Heather. And I'm going to use some Misty Moonlight. I think that'll work. I don't know how the Pretty Peacock would work, but we're going to give it a try as well. So just some Highland Heather in with that. And let's go back in with a bit more Pretty Peacock. So we've got that. So see, we're kind of getting it. Now I'm going to come back in and do that Highland Heather and Pool Party in here. And you know what? Just for some good measure, I can go ahead and put some Misty Moonlight, because I think all these colors work really, really well with this. All right, so I'm going to come in here and we're going to do another block. I do not want it going over here. So now let's go with some Pool Party. Now, I don't want that going down here, so I'm just going to come in with another Post-it note. Geez, I don't know what it is about snowflakes and Highland Heather, but I think it looks so pretty together. Now, I'm going to go in. Hello, Dolores. And hello, Jillian. Okay, so we're just going to come in. Whoops. I'm going to put a tiny bit of that Pretty Peacock. Oh my goodness, that looks pretty on there. I might be adding that somewhere else. And let's go in with some more Highland Heather. All right. Let's go ahead and put some up here. One here. Use some Misty Moonlight. Whoops. This is probably the longest, takes the longest. Let's do some of this Highland Heather in there. And some of the Pool Party as well. And like I say, we're just getting some of that color, and we're just trying to mix it up just a bit. And I think once I take all of these off, you'll see that I can then go ahead and add other color. All right, so we're going to go back in with some Pool Party. I'm going to use some Pretty Peacock, because I think the Pretty Peacock, whoa, that wasn't. Let's come in with the Highland Heather and kind of tone that down, hopefully. No, that almost makes it, well, we're going to do Pool Party. And then maybe just a tiny bit of Misty Moonlight over here. That was pretty dark. All right, so let's just close those up. Hello, Barbara. All right, so we have this. Oh, that one's pretty light, isn't it? So let's go and maybe get a bit darker on there. Until I was very easy on the colors on this particular one. We'll get that Highland Heather on here. And you know what? I think we can add just a bit of Pretty Peacock in there as well. All right, that's taking the time. Let's see how those are all looking. This one's pretty light, so I'm just going to come in and kind of fill in the colors because I don't want there to be any real white in it. That one's pretty dark up there. Highland Heather needs to be in a lot of those. Now remember, that's a mass piece. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to figure out where do we want the sentiment. Do we want the sentiment to go right about there? And the sentiment that I wanted to use was make the season sparkle. So I'm going to come in with the darker color, which is the Misty Moonlight. And this is photopolymer, so I should probably put paper piercing mat down below here. So I think we'll put the sentiment right there. All right. And then I've got some of these stamps from this one and from the One of a Kind. So let's just go ahead and start putting this on here. And you know what? I'm going to need some more of these beautiful snowflake ones. And I'm going with the lacier ones. Here. You say this is kind of by guess and by golly. And there's actually a couple of really small ones on here, so I'm going to use those because I kind of like the size of these stamps. Now, should I maybe think about purple snowflakes? Hello, Lorraine. Let's go in. I don't know if Gorgeous Grape is going to be too dark. Let's just check it out. No, I think we can get away with it. Not a lot, but we're going to put some on there. And then we've got some of these littler ones. There. And we can put one up here. And that went to a purple. And that was not the intention, but you know what? It's okay. We can leave it there. So that's kind of how it's looking. I think we need something else up there. So I'm actually going to come in with this one. And I'm going to block that off so that it doesn't come down. Oh, look, we got some there. And I'm going to come in and let's do that in Misty Moonlight. There we go. So not a lot of that's going to show. Now, this is where you're going to see how the color blocking actually works. And hopefully I did this in such a way that I can get all of this off. So we're going to very carefully take this off like this. Just like so. I'm going to take this off. And like I say, this is called color blocking. You just have to very slowly do this, or else I'm going to tear off. See how that is tearing off part of that strip there. Now this part comes off first. Now you could have made those narrower. I kind of like it a little bit wider. Let's just get that off. See, this is starting to take off the back of the paper, so I'm going to come from the other end. And that masking tape is very, very sticky, so that's why I say you want to take off a lot of that. Like put the clothes stuff, like get the fibers from your clothes on there. Probably the embossing buddy would have been the best. And then we're just going to take off this one as well. So you'd have less borders. This reminds me of another technique too, which is on my list to do, but just haven't had the appropriate stamp. Yeah, see that's starting to pull the cardstock off. Now another way that you could take this masking tape off is also by using a heat gun on there too. So let's just do this. There we go. So see now how that's got color blocking on our card. All right. So that's basically the whole basics of color blocking. So I don't know if I can add these other things on here. I went and I cut, this is from the One of a Kind. I cut out 3 of these. I couldn't find my dies from before. I probably thought that they went and retired it. Might have been it. All right, so I have a piece for the inside. I'm just going to come in and I think I'm going to put a Misty Moonlight snowflake in the corner. And I want to put some paper under there so I don't do it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. And hello, Leona. I'm sorry. And Kathy, I'm sorry. I missed, and Barbara, I missed you. I was too intent on what I was doing. I am so sorry. All right, so we're going to let that dry because that is Misty Moonlight. That could basically go all over the place. All right, so I have my base, or my card base is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And I'm thinking that this seems like it's a little wide, but it isn't. And I'm just going to come over and fold that in. That just seems so big. Get a good score there. I have Pool Party as my second layer, which happens to be 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to come and put this color blocked piece right in there. But I think it's going to need some ribbon or something. So let me just put this onto here. Make the season sparkle. You know what we could do, and I don't know if it'll work, but my Wink of Stella, I could, oh, you know what? That'll work. Do this, and I'm also going to come in and I'm going to take some of this. This happens to be, well, that's Gorgeous Grape. I don't want that. I want Highland Heather. And I'm going to pull a bit of this Wink of Stella in here because I can clean this off after. We're going to put splatters on there. And I think I'll come in and also do splatters with, might be too dark. Thinking maybe here. And I don't have any water here, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to use my stamping mist. I know I'm kind of going a little off the wall. Oops. I'm just going to come in with my stamping mist, and I just want some splatters on here. Just didn't have any water on my desk here, because that was an afterthought. So stamping mist can work as water. Oh dear. Science experiment. There we go. That just adds a tiny bit more to the color blocking. And let's put that on there. And you can clean off your Wink of Stella thing as well. Now I also happen to have, I had the ribbon right here. It was from yesterday. And we're probably going to end up and change that ribbon altogether now because, oh, it was this ribbon. I was going to use this ribbon on here, but I could use this iridescent ribbon on here too. What do you think? I think I'll use this because I know that it ties really nicely. So we're going to go and I'll do probably, might do a ribbon. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to come and I'm going to put these on here. So we have it kind of looks like that. I'm going to come back in with that Wink of Stella because I want that Wink of Stella on my snowflakes. The silver one is okay. I don't use my Wink of Stella enough. So we're going to put that on there. Here we go. So this PDF will be out on my Facebook page group, and that will be down below after the video goes. So this is going to go like that. Thinking that my ribbon, we're going to see, just don't drink it. No, that's true. Yeah, it's definitely a different sort of look. I love these colors together with snowflakes. I think they're my thing. All right, so I'm just getting this bow. We're going to have it quite loose because I'm going to see how it's going to work because I want it behind here, the snowflakes. See how I want that? So let me just, I'm going to cut this. We're going to get, I always call this a meshwari effect. Let's just get, and I can give it a haircut as well too. All right, so we're going to attach that down there with the glue dot. You had to gussy it up, right? Oh my goodness, I have gotten this workstation so small, haven't I? All right. Can't even see. There we go. So we're just going to put this here. Going to put this down here. And now what we want to do is we want to put some of these on here so we can put them on with, yeah, with our, whoops, it's not coming off. My glue dots aren't coming off on here. All right, so we just want some on here. Let me see. Put this down below here so we've got some dimension. And then this one can go here as well. I think it would have helped if I'd put my glasses on. Would have been able to see this stuff. All right, so we've got that there. We're going to put this on there. And we just want some more dimension there. And by that bow being behind there, what we could have done was just tied a knot on it. I'm going to just come and haircut some of this. And we're going to go and put this onto here. And I think what we could have done too, and I'm just going to actually do that, is just put a tiny bit of glue. And that's a lot of glue. So let me just come in with a piece of paper. So I will be live tomorrow at 3 o'clock Pacific time with the mystery challenge. That's where I will take 3 items from that you possibly have in your craft room so that you can do a mystery card. But that's one way of using this stuff in your craft room. Plus also show you how you can be creative, right? You might combine things that you've never combined before. Okay, so we have that going like that. And you know what? I want to put a tiny bit of glue down here, or maybe a glue dot. So let me grab the glue dot again. It's not quite as messy as my glue. Just going to stick that down there. And then we need to put some embellishments on there. And I am thinking, I just want to put some rhinestones on there. Or, let's see, I'll bring over my box of embellishments. And, ooh, these ones might be pretty. I could put the purpley ones on. Let's see how those would look. Or I'm thinking I really just wanted rhinestones, which are amazing in themselves, and I don't use them that often. So let me just check. Oh, these would work too. These ones. These are an online exclusive. So let's see what would work with this. Would these be good? Those ones? Or these ones, which are silver or see-through. Thank you, Rita. Let's see. What do you think? These, like I say, these are pecan pie, and oops, these are called pecan pine and clear. See, oh, you know what? Yes, for sure. That is it. You're right, Judy. All right, so let's go here. I want to take some. These are in 3 different sizes. No, they're not. They're in 1 different size, or 2 different sizes, and then the smaller ones. There we go. And we'll put the one on the inside. And there we'll go. So a snowflake card, my first snowflake card of the year. Thank you. You guys are so kind. All right, so let's just put that on the inside. Now that probably would have been better with a Highland Heather snowflake. But I could go and put a couple of the smaller Highland Heather ones. So, all right. So there we go. There's our card doing the technique color blocking. Think of it this way. You can change all your different ways that you block. I would suggest that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably shouldn't have done this. I should have left that all the way down. But then I added the elements so that it would turn into a bit more unbalanced, because you want unbalance in your cards. Like I say, the variation to this is to change which way you do this. The thing I can keep on stressing is make sure that you get the stickiness off that masking paper, because honestly, it on one part, it actually did take off the cardstock. So you want to make sure that you do that. So if you like the video, give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate it when you do that. And if you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Remember about that. Sign up for the best discount. Honestly, it's the best deal. But if you want to stay doing it the way that you're doing it, that's fine with me too. I just love having you join me. I really, truly do appreciate it. Remember to come back tomorrow, 3 o'clock, for a mystery challenge. And let's see what we create tomorrow. All right, you guys, remember to create because it's great for the soul. Bye for now.